What up, guys? Bill Mod 68.2. I figure I'll finally give my thoughts on the fight after thinking about it. And after a few people have kept asking me, what do I think? What do I think? Because I was one of Willie's biggest adversaries. I think I was the only one who ever told Willie, you never have to worry about me coming to Sarasota because you're not worth me going to jail over YouTube or anything else. I say you're just not. Um, and honestly, you're not that big of a deal. I'm not trying to rehash it with Willie. I'm really not. But my thoughts on it are they're both wrong. Larry should have never went to Sarasota, and he was wrong for like kind of creeping around Willie's house the whole day. But don't get me wrong. I understand why Larry did it. I understand why Larry did it. A human being can only take so much. It's happened to me here on YouTube. And when you talk about a man's wife, and they're both guilty of that. They're both guilty. But when you talk about a man's wife, you're taking it to that next level. A level that should never be taken to. Okay? Wife, kids, whatever. And I've always been the one to tell Willie, keep it to YouTube. Keep it to YouTube. Now, Larry, I really have never interacted all that much with him. Here and there, I have, but not as much as I have with Willie. And me and Larry never had any animosity between us. But they're both wrong in what they did. Larry a little more. But here's my thing. Willie always puts out that advertisement. Come down to Sarasota. Come down if you got the balls. Come down here, motherfucker. Come down here and kick my ass. I've heard it with me, calling me Jersey Jackass. I've heard it with Corey Brill, whoever that may be. I've heard it with a lot of different people. And that's why he looks out his window a lot while he's doing his live feed. But one thing, Willie, when you put that advertisement out, somebody's going to answer that ad. I don't care who it is. Somebody eventually, like Larry, is going to answer that ad. And this time, or next time, if that happens again, which I hope it don't, you're not going to hear that person coming. That person ain't going to make the same mistake as Larry and make videos and whatnot. They're just going to show up. And they may have a knife bigger than yours. They may have a gun. They may know how to use their fists. So just be careful what you wish for. And another thing, Willie, I'm not trying to come down on you, but you always said it in regards to Larry June, mano y mano. Mano y mano. Not mano y knife. Mano y mano. So why did you need a knife against Larry June? You said you could kick his ass. You wouldn't need a knife. All right? I think my personal feeling is I think you didn't expect him to really show up. I don't think you expected anybody to really show up. And it kind of threw you for a loop when he did. I think you may have had the big uh-oh moment when you realized he knew where you worked and he actually went in there. That's when you're like, oh shit. So my feelings are they're both wrong. They both should be punished. I agree with Hensley. Willie used a knife, so that's assault with a deadly weapon. He left his property, And as far as the stand your ground law goes in Florida, which I have an aunt and uncle that happen to live in Florida, so I kind of called them up and asked them about it. And as they have told me and as they understand it, and they're no legal experts, the stand your ground rule is if anybody comes on your property to do you bodily harm, you have a right to use whatever force is necessary to eliminate the threat, okay, to protect you and your family. But once you leave your property, that stand your ground rule no longer applies. You can't go up the street or even over to the next parking lot and use a knife. It doesn't work that way. So I don't know how it's going to play out. I'm not a lawyer. My aunt and uncle are not lawyers. And that's all I could really say. I think they were both wrong. I think it's pretty pathetic that you have two guys that have a combined age of 120 almost are out there fighting like little kids. So I don't know. And I'm just left shaking my head. It's like I said, the a-hole, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. And that's all I got to say.